All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something that I know is on the minds of so many of you soul led coaches out there. How in the world do you use all this new technology to grow your business without feeling like you're selling out or losing your soul? Well, we're going to look at this through a new lens, thinking of AI as your very own freedom architect. So, does this sound familiar? You started your coaching business because you are just so passionate about changing lives, right? Guiding people through these incredible transformations. But now you find yourself completely bogged down. It's this constant tug of war between your real passion and the never-ending pressure of just running the business. I get it. It's a huge struggle, and trust me, you are not alone in feeling this way. And here it is, right? This is the core conflict. On one side, you've got why you started, the deep connections with your clients, those aha moments, living your purpose. But then there's the other side. That's where all your time and energy actually goes. Writing endless social media captions, drafting a million emails, and all those repetitive admin tasks that feel so far away from the work you're meant to be doing. Okay, so here's where we need a little mindset shift. What if we stopped looking at technology, especially AI, as this cold, soulless threat? Something that's going to take away our authenticity. What if instead we could see it as a partner? A really powerful, supportive partner. And that's exactly what we mean by a freedom architect. Let's be clear, this is not some robot that's here to replace your intuition. No way. Think of it more like the most efficient assistant you've ever had. Its only job is to handle all that tedious stuff, building the support structure around you, which gives you the freedom, both in time and energy, to focus on what you actually do best. That real human-to-human connection that creates the magic. I love this analogy. Just let it sink in for a second. A microphone doesn't replace your voice, right? It's just a tool. It amplifies your voice so more people can hear your message, but it doesn't change what you say. Well, AI, it's the exact same idea. It's just a tool, a lever that helps you amplify your impact. It's not some filter that's going to water down your soul. Okay, so this architect idea sounds good, but how does it actually work in practice? Let's start with the blueprint. That's your content and your offers. And we're going to see how to create them without all that struggle and staring at a blank screen. The process is actually way simpler than you might think. It really boils down to 2 steps. Step 1, you generate. You give the AI a really clear, detailed prompt. You tell it what you want, how you want it to sound, all the context. And then step 2, and this is absolutely the key, you personalize it. The AI gives you the first draft. It gets you off the blank page. But then you come in and inject your unique voice, your stories, your personality. See the shift? You're not the typist anymore. You're the editor. Here's a perfect example of what a great prompt looks like. Can you see the difference here? You're not just saying, write a post about self-doubt. No, you're giving it a tone. Make it empathetic. Make it conversational. You're giving it context. I want you to use a personal story about a time I felt imposter syndrome. And you're giving it a job to do. End with a question to get people talking. This is how you work with the tool. This is how you architect amazing content. And by the way, this same logic, this architect approach, it works just as well for building out your coaching offers. So instead of that horrible feeling of staring at a blank page, totally paralyzed, you can ask the AI to help you outline a program, brainstorm modules, think through deliverables. It just gives you that blueprint to get started, which you can then shape and mold until it's a perfect fit for your unique way of coaching. All right, so we've got our blueprint for content. Now let's talk about the foundation of the whole structure, reclaiming your time. Honestly, this is where that whole freedom part of the freedom architect really shines. Just think about all that admin work. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts, isn't it? The follow-up emails, trying to schedule social media posts, plan calendar Tetris, sending out all the new client confirmations. Each one seems small, but man, they add up. They just drain your energy and pull you away from the work that actually matters. These are the perfect tasks to hand over to your assistant. So what does this actually mean in real terms? It means this. We're seeing coaches reclaim 5, even more, hours every single week just by automating some of these little tasks. Seriously, just take a second and imagine that. What would you do with an extra 5 hours a week? That's more time for a deep dive client session, for creating that new program you've been dreaming about, or heck, maybe just for taking a nap. You deserve it. Okay, let's get to the most important part of this whole structure, the masterpiece. How do we make absolutely sure that your authentic voice, your soul, isn't just preserved, but is actually amplified by all this? The secret here is something we call a voice audit, and it's a super simple 3-step thing. First, you gather. You pull together a bunch of examples of your writing that really, truly sound like you. You know, that email you wrote or that social post where you're like, yep, that's me. Second, you train. You feed these examples to an AI tool and basically teach it your specific style, the words you use, your tone. And finally, you partner up. You start using this AI that now knows your voice as a creative partner, as a sounding board that's already vibing on your frequency. This puts the relationship in perfect perspective, doesn't it? You are the creative director. You have the vision. You have the heart. The AI is your assistant. It's there to help you execute. You're always, always in the driver's seat. And really, at the end of the day, this is why it matters. The whole point of building this system, of using this freedom architect, is just to get rid of all the noise. It's about freeing up your mental space and your energy so you can pour all of that goodness back into the one thing technology can never, ever do, that authentic, powerful human connection. So I'm going to leave you with this question. If an architect could literally build you more freedom, what would you create with it? What new, amazing programs would you design? How many more lives could you touch? The blueprint is right here. Now, it's your turn to start building.